Prepare thy anus, people, because the ponage is going to be strong in this video.
Hello everyone, this is ChampionMan90. Ugh! Damn it, I can't see a thing in this.
Yes, and in an all too familiar tale of what we can only describe as typical SJW behaviour, our favourite characters in the saga that is the Big Four of social justice on YouTube are continuing to regularly fuck up for their movement, and I'm talking mainly about Jenny McDermott, Laughing Witch, Bewildered Ape, and hell, some new characters. Kevin Logan does make an appearance of sorts, but surprisingly, he is nothing but a bit part player in this. Well, for some of you, it may be shocking. For others, such as myself, not so shocking. So we have some new people. We have someone called Robert W. and the low-class black drag that is, of course, John Boobs, or Horsey, as he is called in this. Now, this is a story of how, and it's true by the way people, of Aus and Justin Templar, or Templar, I don't know how you pronounce his name, sorry about that, being doxed and in Justin Templar's case, hacked by these SJWs. And you must be wondering, how? How, Mitch? How can they possibly have done this? I mean, isn't that hypocritical, considering what has happened recently? Well, people, sit back, relax, and let me report the news, because seriously, this is big. So all this came to my attention only a couple of hours ago when I was just surfing the internet. I was on Facebook, and Oz had said, Ozya, for those of you who don't know, the YouTuber, who's also on the Anti-Sjws Circle Jerk, and he posted in the Facebook group for that podcast that he had been doxed, and that Justin Templar had not only been doxed, but also hacked. So a lot of the things that he was saying was not actually him. It was somebody from the SJW camp who had hacked his account and was spreading all his details and saying things about him that weren't true. Now, Oz got the light end of the stick, but he seems to have riled them up a hell of a lot because, let's just say, he has made quite a few videos that have absolutely hurt them. Pretty much. So, it does not surprise me that he is a victim here and that he is a target of this campaign. Now, I've got to explain how they do this. So, basically, what these SJWs have done is that they have decided, in order to, I don't know, either to get back at us or to protect themselves, although it's not going to be the second thing. I don't know the reasons, other than they just want to be nasty to us, because we're criticising them and we're winning the debate. That the only way they can silence us is not through, what we do, through debate, but by basically false flagging, harassing us, and doxing us. The things that they accuse us of. Now, they do this through a secret Twitter group. They may also have a Facebook group. So, I think we'll just look at this group and see what it's all about, shall we? So, this here is the first screenshot that I found, and this was on KiwiFarm.net, I think. The link will be in the description. All the evidence will be in the description below for you all to look through. And this is by Laughing Witch Exposed. He is undercover, or she. I actually don't know what gender Laughing Witch Exposed is, but this is him, in the blue, obviously, and everyone else, all the SJWs, are in the grey. Now, Horsey is better known as John Garbage, John Boobs, Pony Boy, and Badass is none other than Laughing Witch herself. And this is what Horsey says. Just letting you all know, if we're all down to report so it makes a big impact, I'm definitely in. And then Laughing Witch says, okay, I am in. I already reported Justin Templar to Facebook and Twitter. And then John says, I'm for taking down Oz too if everyone's in. And then Laughing Witch says, he is a dick. And then Laughing Witch Exposed says in his disguise, or her disguise, fuck all of them. They need to be taken down. Every last one of them. Thanks for inviting me to this group talk. So basically, he's gone undercover to root out what they've been up to. It's ingenious. It's Agent of Doubt level of research, I have to say. Well done, Laughing Witch Exposed. But I have just a short thing to say before we move on to the next screen, because by God, there's a lot of screens in this. 38 in total, people, all for you. All for this. All for the greater good, as they like to put it. So, I have heard quite a lot that John Boobs, John Garbage, whoever, is a troll. He does this all for the money. He does this for the lols. And to an extent, maybe he does do it for the money, of course. He always constantly goes on about how he needs the ad revenue, even though he could just, get a Patreon. Why not? They all have one. Even Kevin Logan has one, I think, maybe, if memory serves correct. So why is a troll... And don't worry, there's other two people who've been accused of being trolls here. Why would a troll be doing behaviour like this? This is not trolling. This is beyond trolling. This is bullying. This is illegal, what they're doing. False flagging is against the terms of service. Releasing details, people's personal details online is technically illegal. So, again, how is he a troll if he's being so zealous in trying to get rid of these people who have simply criticised him and badmouthed him? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it, people? And you all know who you are, all those people who've been calling him and these other people trolls. So I think you better, not jump to conclusions and to actually maybe take some of these people a bit more seriously next time, because they might end up doxing you. Believe me, I was right about these people. Anyway, let's move on. This is where we expose the false flagging, harassment campaign that they have been doing, ironically enough. Isn't that funny, people? And the conversation continues. And Laughing Witch Exposed says, after that, what do you guys want to do about all those other detractors that Justin Templar has been working with? And Laughing Witch says, let's start a list. Maybe we need a secret Facebook group. And Horsey, he says, lol, took the words right off of my keyboard. Enter Robert W., the person I mentioned before, who seems to be quite a new person I've never seen before. He and Horsey are the two new guys that have entered the block, the new blood. I'm surprised he even got new recruits at this rate. And he just says hi. And Laughing Witch Exposed continues to stroke the egos, very convincingly, somehow. Do any of you know about the sick shit that those websites have been writing about us? And then Laughing Witch smiles and then says, no, I've been avoiding it since they are hunting me. Yes, she genuinely believes that she is the victim and she's getting hunted by, I assume, MRAs. That's what they think. I think that's what Laughing Witch Exposed is thinking of. Or just anti-Sjws. We don't really know. But that's not the point. We're all the same to them. We're all MRAs. So we're all hunting the poor victim that is Laughing Witch, even though she was the one who started it all. And let's move on to the next clip, shall we? Now this is a very interesting little tidbit that I found while I was researching this. And Horsey says, I don't want to know, lol. That's the whole point. Let's just report them and forget about it. Lol, it's all fun and games. I've been watching them closely. They love to make screenshots and think they have a gotcha moment. I know Jenny has acknowledged one of these sites recently. They called her a coke. Fuck them. My list is Templar and Oz. Any others? Says Horsey. Agent of Doubt too, maybe? Well, they'd obviously want him for the work that he's been doing against them. Especially in the Laughing Witch saga. He's a real piece of shit, but what? Woolly Dumblebee. She's the worst. I am going to talk all the stupid spelling mistakes of Aid, because it's funny. This is where things start to get a bit juicy. And Horsey says, I've never each watched her video, but if we agree to it, then I'm in. Like most of you, says Robert, I already reported Justin, but nothing happened. So he has flagged Justin Templar. But it gets better than this. It gets better than this. And we're saving that for next time in the video. So bear with us. And then Laughing Witch Exposed says, frustrating, I know. He's still on this crusade thinking that he has something on all of us, when he doesn't. And this is Justin Templar. Yep. Does anyone have any idea who he is? Is he an sock or a sock account at all? That makes no sense at all. I think he's wondering if he's a sock puppet account. Justin Templar is not, but never mind. He has a lot of free time, whoever he is. And then Horsey says, he posted a whole lot in the Facebook group about Elgin. I have no idea what that is. And then they say, I suspect he's working with people on other sites, feeding them info. I think he could be one of the users. You might want to look into that, says Laughing Witch Exposed. Then Horsey says, makes me think he is a retiree from there. Set the record straight with those dumb shit, says LWE. We know that he secretly posts on Baphomet, but there are other sites where I think he could be using an account. Then Horsey says, so are you down to report him one more time, Rob W? And then Laughing Witch says, just tell me what to do, and I will do whatevs. And Horsey says, like all today as a group. So, as we can see here, they are flat out organising and are totally prepared to false flag anybody that they disagree with. I'm surprised they're going with people as small as Justin Templar and Oz. I mean, I guess they've learnt their lesson that you can't go after the likes of Thunderfoot. Not that I think they won't try and do that again in the future, but they seem to be going for the smaller ones, the smaller anti-Sjws like me, Spinosaurus. I mean, they've not mentioned my name or his name, but we're just examples of smaller YouTubers compared to the likes of Thunderfoot, and I think we're just easier targets to get compared to them because we don't have much of a pull, we don't have as big an audience as they do to protect us. But that's besides the point. This is premeditated stuff right here. This is pretty damning behaviour. This is horrible. And yet they have the cheek to say that they're the victims and that we're the ones that have been doing all this. We're the main problem, but they're totally not the problem. It's all projection, people. So, let us continue. And then Laughing Witch succinctly and lovely says this. Fuck them all to hell. Well, I'm glad I like you too, Laughing Witch. I really like you too. And then Robert W says, what time does he post the most? Is he commonly posting on the East Coast time or West? And then LWE says, there are people on the sites I'm talking about that just happen to link to Justin Templar's shit. I think they are his sock accounts. Remember, LWE is baiting them and really getting a lot out of them, so remember, this is on, the blue is on our side, grey is their side. And then Robert W says, I will report him again. Why not? Can't hurt. But I cannot be sure about that. It's just a theory I've been having, says LWE. It's bullshit. There is no sock accounts. Okay, 4 in, says Horsey. Oops, 5. So basically, this is a bit like a gang. It's a bit like the mafia. Are you in? Are you not in? I'll be cool after you get with Fuse. We're gonna take them all out. It's gonna be huge. They're basically like it's organising a drive-by shooting of sorts, isn't it? Like in the gangster films. This is exactly the type of thing you would expect from that. It's just incredibly just eye-opening to see what they've been up to. This is a fantastic find. Then Robert W says, one other thing. Could there be many people who use the Justin T account to cause trouble? And then Laughing Witch Exposed says, I think so too. It is startling how many people take what he says so seriously. Like those Kiwi fan people that Jenny brought up in the tweet about the Coke thing. I never knew anything about that site, but they are just as obsessed with us as Justin is, lol. And JJ Talks has been posting there too. What as he does now, did he escale in his troublemaking? Yes. Robert W is not the best at typing, it seems. I have blocked and have not checked his account for a while. So basically I think, I'm going to translate this. I think he's saying he's escalating his troublemaking, which I don't really follow Justin Templar. I've not really seen his videos, if he posts any, or on Facebook at all. And then Robert W says, KK Talks is an immature child. How is she doing that? Oh, he can't type very well. I meant JJ Talks. Autocorrect hates me. Sure you did. He posted a picture of him to Brett Keane, says Laughing Witch Exposed. I assume now they must be talking about Justin Templar doing something. JJ Talks, from what I saw, posts as Tiny Blue Satan on that site I brought up. She's in on the rabble. Then Robert W says, oh well, it's not illegal to talk to Brett. And then LWE says, yeah, I'll look at Justin's stream and tell you guys what's up. Thanks, says Robert W. Okay, well, 5 is enough. Let's do this, says Horsey. So it seems now they're ready to act and flag Oz and Justin Templar and get them potentially banned from Twitter and also potentially hurt, because remember, they're also doxing them as well and releasing their private information out there. Although, thankfully for Oz, only his name and a picture of his ex-girlfriend came out, which I have censured for this video, by the way. Then Robert W continues and says, okay, will do. Horsey then says, rock on. Focus really closely and get every detail that pertains to you. Just focus for like 5 good minutes, get everything you can, and it'll be done, Robert says. Just remember, he will be back in 2 minutes. This won't stop him. His wall will lose a few followers, but he won't be gone. That basically says that his followers on Facebook will be lost, but whatever. He won't be gone. I guess he's kind of willing to go along with it, but he doesn't think it's going to work, maybe. And then Horse, he says, I suggested an IP ban in my report. Then Robert corrects himself. And then Horsey says, I know it won't stop anything, but at least it'll slow it down. Maybe he'll overreach out of anger, and then we can call the cops on him, legit. So basically what they're going to do, they're going to try and provoke him into a response that they can then say that they're the victims. It's typical bullying tactics, like I have said millions of times before, that these people will do. They will provoke a person, they will attack a person, and then that person will retaliate in some way, and then they'll cry victim. This is exactly the kind of things that they do, and it's so annoying to see them constantly do this. They don't always get away with it, but a lot of the time they do. And I'm sick of seeing this. Stephanie Guthrie has done this. Loads of people have done it. Anita Sarkeesian's done it. Zoe Quinn has done it. Brianna Wu has done it. They have all done it, and it's sickening to see them getting away with it a lot of the time. And this is why we need to make videos like this, for people like Aus and Justin Templar to stay around and to call them out on this bullshit, and people like LWE to do all the hard, grimy work that makes us YouTubers get loads of followers. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. Without people like Laughing Witch Exposed, we would not have as much material as we do. We can't always research it on our own. So I have to say thank you to him. So, as we can see here, things are just getting a little bit more worse than they were before. They're actually trying to ruin Justin's life, and to a lesser extent Oz. It astounds me how much hate they have for these people just because of ideology. It's insane. And then Robert says, even then, he could proxy. Or if he has a VPN, his in-will reset. I have no idea what that means. I assume it means his internet will reset. But they're just weighing out the pros and cons of their false flagging campaign, basically. So, that is the first round of screens that I've shown you so far. It's pretty damning so far. But it gets worse than this. And I'll keep repeating myself, but it really does. It gets miles worse. And then I was shown, and this is all on Kiwi Farm, by the way. This is all on Kiwi Farms. And Laughing Witch Exposed shows a little conversation that they have with Jenny McDermott. And this is what Jenny says. This is obviously the link to the Facebook group for Laughing Witch Exposed to be a part of. They have been talking for a while, it seems. And then Laughing Witch says, Laughing Witch Exposed, way to go. You found some info on that piece of shit, Justin Templar. I hope you're feeling okay at the moment. He is an old, creepy, stalking, sad, pathetic excuse for a man. And of course, Jenny falls for this hook, line, and sinker and says he is creepy and old as shit. Remember, even though they're lying about these people, if you tell a lie to yourself, especially so many times, I think you start to believe it. So I think they've spanned all these lies for so long that they now believe that this shit actually happened. I don't know what Justin has done to these people, but whatever he did, they've now made it 10 times worse than it actually is. And then, stroking the ego once more, LWE says, he probably has his weird obsessions about when he sleeps. I hope he destroy that dumb moron JJ too. I can't stand her or No Plum. They are all just Justin Templar apologists. And then Jenny says, totally. Completely fooled. He blocked me today. What an asshat. Say, do you have any other plans to seek revenge on him? I knew he was a scumbag, but he has now completely lost the plot. JJ Talks makes me laugh a lot with how she thinks she knows more than you do. Even though she's just some dumb nitwit in her late teens, she's a manipulative, lying cunt. Out of all these people, Exiled really seems to be the biggest concern troll there is. I can smell right through her act. Yeah, Jenny says, they are not quality people. I really don't have the energy to do anything to Justin. He's just nasty. Yeah, you're going to totally false flag him, get your cronies to gang up on him and try and get him banned, potentially even arrested, says John Boobs. So, sure, you have no energy to do anything at all. You're just going to let your white knights do it, aren't you, Jenny? Is that what you're going to do? And then LWE says, I know, right? Justin almost wore me out. He's so adamant about trying to stalk you at every turn. He makes me sick to my stomach. Too bad many idiots who stalk your YouTube channel won't understand this. So it's the typical Jenny McDermott accusation of stalking, manipulation, being a sexual pervert. The type of stuff she's accused loads of people of, from Armoured Skeptic and Thunderfoot to Dick Coughlin, of all people. She's accused loads of people of this shit. And it's come to the point now that she's believing her own bullshit. I am convinced that these people begin to believe the bullshit that they've been spouting. And I'm not talking about the ideology, I'm talking about the lies about people. I guess, you know, propaganda, and if you throw a lot of shit on the wall, it sticks. I guess. It's insane. She does now genuinely think that they are stalking her, but this is why we call her a horse. She's ugly. Why would anyone do that? It just doesn't make sense. And all of this is just extremely just horrible behaviour that they accuse us of, yet it's okay when they do it. It's a double standard, and you just know, I have a distinct feeling they're going to get away with this yet again. So this is why I'm making this video, and I hope that it does make some change of sorts. And anyway, let's continue. And then LWE strokes her ego further and says, I'm very sorry that that happened to you, and that Twitter is so willing to look the other way at someone who is harassing you big time. Over in Cuckoo Land, Justin thinks that you block and unblock him. I hope you're feeling better today. I'm watching Johnny's new video. Sargon is a scammer who can't deliver on a good video game, I swear. Got that right, says Jenny. Kevin should debate him again. He did a great job dismantling Sargon's poor arguments the other few times. He really does think quick on his feet. If only he was actually quick on his feet, Jenny. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a competition to see which one's slower. Kevin Logan's potato brain or his feet. It's really quite an interesting competition. It's really fascinating, but never mind, that's a subject for another day. So, here we are. It's just, look, this is basic shit. You could probably tell that LWE is bullshitting her. But, yeah, they genuinely think this shit now. And no one's harassing her. She's harassing them, it seems. And then LWE says, have you always known about Kevin's work, or did someone suggest his channel to you one day? Those asshole MRAs obsess over his channel all the time. And then Jenny McDermott says, it's exhausting. He won't stop. Twitter won't do anything. LWE responds, when you tried to get Twitter to do something about him, did you tell you anything directly to you, like an email, or did they say silent on the matter? See, it's funny. It's Twitter that actually blocks most of us. They're the ones who are, you know, basically banning us and shadow banning us because these people report us. But they all seem to think that it's Twitter who's against them. It's amazing the level of projection and bullshit that they are willing to spout in order to feel good about themselves, to feel as if they're doing the right thing. Then LWE says, those arsehole MRAs obsess over his channel all the time and think they can break him. Jenny says, I just found him one day. His videos are super good and he's gained a lot of subs for it. I found him after Dr. Christy Winters recommended his channel in one of her videos. That's an LWE. I love how he puts the doctor in there. It's good, that. Yes, his subs have been rising a lot lately. I think his message is getting through to many. Do you make videos, says Jenny? Not at the moment. I thought about it before and wasn't interested at the time, says LWE. Of course, LWE kind of makes videos. It's more of a kind of a back catalogue archive of all the Laughing Witch stuff that was deleted. Fantastic channel. If you ever want to find some material there, go to that channel. It's great. And then this is stuff from Twitter that LWE has shown us, and this basically says, this is the response when Jenny McDermott finally finds out who Laughing Witch Exposed is, and then she says, how do you explain this raising to bar 86 at Justin? So this is just basically a bit of salt for us all to laugh at. If that's kind of what I got from that little ditty right there. And then he starts talking to Horsey again. And this is where other things get interesting as well. This is where it gets dark. Very dark. Horsey says, we may have found some info on Mr. Templar, as he's in an old ass fuck from Elgin, Illinois. That's what Elgin is. It's a place in Illinois. Okay. I think that's what IL is, Americans. Am I right? Jenny told me too. Oh my god, says LWE. Yeah, he's an old, creepy, stalking fuck. I am not shocked. Horsey says, I'm still looking for pictures, but if this is the same guy, at least we got something on him now. He probably would rate Jenny if he saw her in person, says LWE. Possible birth date, August the 9th, 1938. Shit, not even 1958. This creepy old fuck will die soon anyway. At least I hope. Now, don't worry, people. Remember, this isn't serious. Horsey thinks it's serious, but this is just playing the role. LWE does not hate Justin Templar. Now, I don't know how old Justin Templar actually is. I do remember that when they did dox him, they got a lot of things wrong. I think they got his address wrong. Who knows? Maybe he is born in 1938 and he's in his 70s. I don't know. But this is quite damning that they're actually doxing people. They're getting people to dox anti-SJWs because of the ideology. It's just so annoying to see them do this shit. And they're doing it to people who don't deserve it. They're doing it to smaller people whose voices may not be as loud as someone like Thunderfoot, who can reach thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. And it really annoys me that they have learnt their lesson from that debacle. It really annoys me. Now, whether or not they've been planning to do this shit against everyone, I don't know, but it makes your blood boil. It really does. The conversation continues, and Robert also arrives. But at the moment, this is Horsey, and he says, everybody report Justin and really play up the harassment angle. If he posts a picture of you, report that tweet specifically. List all the other tweets about you in the description box Twitter gives you. And make sure to say you're ready to call law enforcement and you will indict Twitter if there is any legal angle. That's what Twitter really cares about. Now, see, play up the harassment angle. Tweet specific pictures of that tweet to them. And guilt trip Twitter into doing your bidding. This is how SJWs roll. They know that he's not harassing them. They're playing it up. They're making it look worse than it actually is. He's not harassed them at all. He's just said some, I don't know, maybe trash talk, or he's made a debate. He has had a debate and he said things and they don't like it. So they're going to pretend that he's harassed them so that they can basically get Twitter to do the dirty work. And if Twitter's like, oh, there's no evidence here, we will call law enforcement. Look at this tweet. Clearly it's harassment, even though it's just one tweet and not many. But, you know, you kind of only need one tweet in order for it to be harassment. It's all about how you feel now, isn't it, people? And then Robert says, I can't flag him now, I'm on my phone. I can do it later when I get to a PC. And Horsey says, I just finished my report like 10 minutes ago. If we all do it, make the report specific and play the harassment and law enforcement angle, we'll see what happens. It's all fake. It's all fake. They know damn well they're lying. They just want to silence him. That's all they want to do. And then Robert just goes, yeah, we'll do. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm doing this for the greater good. I'm doing it for the women's. I'm just stopping this nasty person. Incredible, isn't it? Now, I don't know who Robert W. even is. I think he's SJW 101, but I don't think he is. I have no idea who he is, but he's just some guy that they talk to, I guess, at the end of the day. And we can continue with the conversation. Then Horsey says, another thing, please don't mention this or brag about it. Keep it secret like Fight Club. Okay, says Robert. Don't say we have a group together. If it's secret, we can add people we trust and create some protection in numbers, I think. Sounds okay to me, says Robert. Hopefully, we can get a lot, so there will always be someone to flag them. Hey, Laughing Witch, do you want to start a Facebook group for protection flagging? I just tried, I don't know how. Make it secret, and we can add people as they come. We can flag in shifts once we have enough. So basically, this is how the mob justice works in SJW circles. It would not surprise me one bit if any of this is not the kind of spontaneous thing that we see a lot. It would not surprise me if it is all planned. A small group of people plan it, and then they use their influence, or what little they have, to get other people in on it. They create bigger groups, or they use other people to go and tell other SJWs that they may not know, the friends of a friend, to push all this shit and to flag people. And this is how it works. This is probably how a lot of it works. It's insane. This is insidious. There's no way about it. And people can say, oh, it could be fake. It's just conspiracy talk. When we say that, oh, maybe all this is just fake and that these are the ones doing the harassment. Well, now we've got proof that it isn't a conspiracy. That they do this bullshit. It's insane. Insane. Protection flagging? How can you're not protecting yourselves? You're just silencing a different opinion. That's all you're doing. You are not warriors. You are not fighting a good fight. You are the oppressors. I hate to say it. Guys, you are the oppressors. I mean, look, Laughing Witch is in on this. And she was the one who was like, oh, I'm being harassed. Help, I'm being repressed. When we all know damn well she is the bully in this. And if this isn't damning evidence, I don't know what is. You cannot deny this, social justice warriors. We have caught you red-handed. And the conversation continues and enter Kevin Logan, but that's for a little while. Horsey says, also, I'm not going to waste any time after this talking to any of them. All I'm going to do is block, flag, and look for an opportunity to get them arrested. That's it. Well, I'm glad to have you on YouTube. Brilliant. See, I've never blocked any of you guys, or flagged you, or tried to get you arrested. What exactly have we done, or what have those two done to deserve being arrested? They've done nothing. You have no evidence. All you have is your feels. All you have is that. And then Laughing Witch posts something very interesting, and she says, hey everyone, look what is new. Hate speech policies from Google and YouTube. Let's go report Thunderfoot's videos on Mizu. What do you say? Perhaps we can even report his entire feminism series. You see what I mean? It's silencing opposition opinions. This is what it's about. This is not about protection. This is not about the greater good. This is all about silencing our arguments because they can't beat them. They can't do it. One, they're too stupid. Two, the arguments are made out of sand anyway. They literally, it's like a religion. None of this is based on logic. None of it's based on any actual evidence, so it crumbles with the slightest bit of research and, actual criticism. This is why they're doing it. Because they can't debate us. They've tried, and they failed. And then Robert wonders what Mizu is, so he mustn't be American then. What's that? And then Kevin says, is that really a cool thing to be doing? Surprisingly, not as bad as I thought it would be. And Robert W. says, it's pointless anyhow to flag him. I don't like his video, but I couldn't be bothered to flag him. And then asks again, and what's Mizu? And Laughing Witch says, that is a reference to the concerned student 1950 on Missouri University. And then Robert goes, oh yeah, that thing, they should not be threatened, the reporters, and block them. Basically what he means is, they should not have been threatened by the reporters. But the thing is, the reporters weren't threatening them, it was the protesters threatening the reporters. And then he says, I don't exactly remember what his old take on it was. And then Laughing Witch says they were entitled niggers, I believe. He never said that. Yes, they were entitled because they're rich people, but not because they're black. It's because they're rich. They're rich, they've had no sense of, it doesn't matter, that's a different video, but that's besides the point. She's just lying. She knows damn well what he said. He never said they were entitled niggers. He never said that. Ever. She's lying. But of course Robert falls for it because SJWs listen and believe to women, don't they? He said that. Okay, that's not nice to say. Never said it, but never mind. Here's what I put on TS, feminism poisons everything. This entire video promotes hatred against anyone who identifies with feminism and specifically misrepresents individual feminists Shanti Binks and Rebecca Watson by calling them poisonous. It's really not much different from Nazi propaganda against Jews during the 1930s. And lo and behold, who is it? Bewildered Ape. One of the two. And Jenny McDermott was the other one I forgot to mention, who have been called trolls. They have been called trolls by people. They think they're not serious. Well, he's only gone and flagged people. He was part of the letter writing campaign. Are you telling me he's a troll? People, are you still going to say he's a troll? He's a part of this. He's trying to get people arrested. He's trying to get people silenced. I mean, let's just break this down a little bit quickly before we get back to the rest of it. But how the hell is calling a movement, an ideology, poisonous the same as calling somebody poisonous as if it's their ethnicity? How is it the same as Nazi propaganda? This is not racism. Feminism is not race. It's an ideology. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that yes, it can be poisonous. We've seen it in the atheist community. We've seen it in gaming, comics, films, politics. Take your pick. They do nothing but make everything worse. But that's what I've seen. But of course they don't see it. They live in an echo chamber. And then Robert says the way he brands feminists sure as hell is not nice, but it gets him hits. It's not worth the time to flag it won't be taken down. To call any group poisonous is hate speech. I know it's a waste of time. Bewildered Ape is not hate speech. How is it hate speech? He's not expressing hatred. He's describing what they are like, and it is true. You cannot say that it's hate speech. It's an ideology, not a people. But then again, you are becoming a religion, so it makes sense that you ought to be protected under hate speech now, isn't it? And then Robert says, and even if it were, it gets you nowhere because it will be mirrored more times than we count. Strikes against his channel is what counts, says Bewildered Ape. So basically, I guess I should take back what I said before. They haven't learned their lesson. They still want to go after Thunderfoot. But they know that it's flagging, simple flagging is not going to work. They've got to get a copyright strike or of some kind on him. But that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. They won't get a strike on his channel. And then Robert says he's a big-time partner at 500k subs. I doubt the strikes will even count. Sweet. I'll go back to doing nothing. Well, if flagging him makes you feel better, go for it. But it will have no real-world effect. Bewildered Ape says, think of my flagging as an expression of impotent rage. I do. Good for you. Now go fuck yourself. Haha, sorry, just being honest, says Robert. Now this is what LWE described as them basically fighting each other, and that Bewildered Ape does, and you can tell, comes across as an arsehole. He really does. This is him literally fighting Robert for no good reason other than having a different opinion. He's just being an arsehole for literally no reason. This is sociopathic behaviour, or maybe psychopathic. I don't know, but there was no need to call him to say go fuck yourself. They said call him an arsehole, but he didn't call him an arsehole. But you see, they're willing to fight us, but they're also willing to fight each other. It amazes me how they've got this far and how they've organised themselves into a harassment group, funnily enough. And then Bewildered Ape says, so I am. A faceless troll, sure, says Robert. For what your honesty is worth, Bewildered Ape says, yes you are. This is why I don't usually participate in groups like this. Yes, you want your hands clean, don't you, Bewildered Ape? That's why you don't participate in groups like this. You prefer doing it on your own, am I right? Well, we've caught you in the act now, Bewildered Ape. And then Robert says, well, GL, I want nothing to do with you. You are your flagging campaign. Don't message me again. So Robert seems to have had a change of heart. Well, it's too late, mate. You've already done it. You can't withdraw from it now. And then I think Bewildered Ape responds and says, negative arseholes like you don't have anything to offer but have an opinion on everything. Go fuck yourself and fuck anyone who invites me to a group like this again. Don't be inviting me to groups where you let any arsehole in. Incredible, isn't it? As soon as they say something completely different against the grain, or say anything that may make Bewildered Ape feel bad, he's going to go off on him and call him all names under the sun and tell everyone else how horrible they are, that they're stupid and that they shouldn't let any arsehole in. Incredible, isn't it? And people call this guy a troll. He comes across as anything other than a troll. Again, people, is this the work of trolls? Coincidence? I think not. And then Bewildered Ape says, numbers don't do shit. Only effective action counts. And then Robert says, I don't give a crap about you or your battle with Thunderfoot. Me neither, says Bewildered Ape. It's your problem. Go sort it out, or go flag, or do whatever you like, says Robert. Just leave me out of it. I don't give a fuck about you, or him. No, it's making you do anything. So quit your whining, bitch, says Bewildered Ape. Thing is, Robert did flag people. People did make him do shit. He's just so stupid. And it comes to bite him in the ass later. And then lo and behold, here comes Jenny. And she just says hello, and then Bewildered Ape says hello, and then blah blah blah. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And then Robert responds and says, shut up, I'll just screen grab this, put it in online if you fuck with me. Ooh, a threat. And then Jenny's like, be nice. And then he goes, leave me out of it. So he's willing to attack smaller anti-Sjws like Aus and Justin Templar, but as soon as they come up against the big guys like Thunderfoot, he's quivering in his boots. He's scared, he's pissing himself with fear. And then he's like, oh, I can't do this, boys, I can't do this. Oh my gosh. It really is beginning to look like a gangster film. And this is where all the self-doubt starts coming in and they fuck up and then they get killed or arrested, you know. It's exactly like that. It's Jesus. And then Bewildered Ape says, do it. Teach these motherfuckers to stop doing this shit. Be a hero. And then Robert says, Jenny, don't add me to groups like this without asking me again. I'm not interested. Fuck off already, says Bewildered Ape. Blocked, says Robert. It's incredible. They always have to go, blocked. Just block him. You don't have to tell him. So, all this infighting, yet they reckon they can take all of us down by false flagging. Seriously? They're more likely to flag each other than they are to attack us. And they wonder why they are failing so much. This is just so stupid. It is really stupid. It is just bloody annoying. And then John Boob says, you don't have to have impotent rage, BA, but we need a plan. I don't want to become like these dregs. And there's 2 ways to do it. Ignore it or fight and win. Sorry, I'm doing my impression of it. To fight them and win, we need numbers. I can't do this over Twitter. I need real people to discuss stuff with. Let me know who's down to do a Skype or a private message. I assume that is on Facebook. Jennifer, she says, what the hell just happened? I made a simple suggestion. It became complicated, says Bewildered Ape. And then John says, post in the other group. Okay, says Laughing Witch. This one's dead. Yes, RC, it's dead. And also Jenny had left. So now they need to make another one because all the infighting has now made their operation useless. But somehow they still managed to do it. But I think they may have gone for some outside help. I'm not so sure, but oh well. Now, you would be thinking that, is that it? Is that all 38? Well, actually, I forgot. There's more. And then this will be the end of the video. And it's more to do with Laughing Witch, just to, you know, put salt on the wound. And this is something that she has been up to that I think you all should really be interested in seeing. So let's continue with even more derpiness as the shit begins to hit the fan. So this is another account that Laughing Witch uses. She no longer goes under the Laughing Witch name on Twitter. And AgentofDoubt says, look at this obvious troll account set up to troll at Jenny Lynn. And Jenny says, if you follow me, I will tell you who I am in a message. Nah, says AgentofDoubt. I don't know who that person is. But we all know Laughing Witch is Jenny. And she goes, you know me. And then Oz says, don't worry, I know you. This is the guy who got the short end of the stick. And we'll be getting back to Laughing Witch in a short while before the end of the video. And then she does something at first which you would think is really bad. What she does is she decides to show a picture of Oz and his ex-girlfriend. Yes, this picture here that I have blacked out is Oz and his ex-girlfriend, and she also exposes his real name, but if you add him on Facebook you'll know his name anyway. And I think he said his name before in the past, and he showed his face in a few videos and on the SAW Circle Jerk. So it's okay for him, he doesn't care, but it's the person next to him in this picture that we have to protect because she's an innocent party. She didn't do anything wrong. She is innocent. Absolutely goddamn innocent. And Laughing Witch, who claims to be fighting for women and against online harassment, doesn't give a shit about this girl because she's linked with Oz. She is a pariah. She is guilty by association and she doesn't give a fuck about her actions. And people still defend this girl. They defend this woman for this shit. They think she's the victim. Well, I have proven, yet again, that she is not the victim. And then Oz says, I'm sure she would appreciate you putting her in danger. And then Jenny says, well, Dean, whose fault is that, serial harasser? Serial harasser. And then Oz says, you're yet to prove any harassment, though you're putting a random girl in danger, plus her 7 siblings. And then he also says, actually, it's your fault you did it. And it's true. She started all of this, and she's reaping what she sowed. How can she just accuse him of being a serial harasser with no evidence? He's not an harasser. He never once harassed her. All he did was make videos about her and attacking her points. He never attacked her person. Jesus. And then he gets into a nice, interesting talk with Robert. I think I mentioned this before. And he says, at Robert W. Laws, I heard you were talking shit about me. Veni vidi rider. And Robert goes, so who are you? And what did I say about you and when? And why would talk about you since I've never seen you before today? Robert, interesting. Look at this screenshot here. And then Oz says, we know everything. Your group planned on false flagging me, and you know shit all. You're independent. So basically, he has exposed Robert for actually trying to dox him and false flag him. It's incredible, isn't it? And he's claimed like he didn't do nothing. Oh, what are you talking about? I didn't do nothing. I don't know who you are. He knows exactly who Oz is because he saw that Oz was mentioned. He's trying to play dumb and it's failing brilliantly. They then continue, and Robert says, I don't even know who you are. I never said I would flag you. Then Oz says, perhaps you should know who you're going against before you sign up to attack people. Pwned. He looks like a right retard there, doesn't he, people? And then finally, Oz says to him, maybe your kind is scum. Laughing Witch posted pictures of my ex-girlfriend. Jenny posted my real name. And then Robert goes, not my problem, is it? Well, yes, it is your problem. You helped contribute to all this. You are a guilty party. You agreed to this. Just because you left, because you quaked in your boots at the thought of attacking Thunderfoot, doesn't mean that you have not got a part to blame. You cannot withdraw blame. You cannot withdraw your involvement. You didn't do anything. You didn't do nothing, did you, Robert? Well, you did, Robert. And you have to admit that to Oz. You know, the least you can do is says, yeah, I'm sorry. But he doesn't even say sorry. He denies it flat to his face and says it's not his problem. When he's clearly, the evidence shows that he is part of the problem and it is his problem. Insane. Now, you would be thinking that, is that it? Is that all 38? Well, actually, I forgot. There's more. And then this will be the end of the video. And it's more to do with Laughing Witch, just to, you know, put salt on the wound. And this is something that she has been up to that I think you all should really be interested in seeing. And this is from a Twitter chat page where she basically decides that she's going to dox Justin Templar. Now, remember, Justin Templar is not the person on this account. Why? Because he's been hacked. I mentioned that before. He was hacked, and he was also pretty much just, you know, doxed by whoever hacked him. I don't know who did it, but they basically took control of his Twitter page and made him say some shit that he wouldn't usually say. Remember, it's not him doing it, it's somebody else. And Laughing Witch retweeted all of this, so now people know what his contact details are. It's insane. And I'll read you them right now. Now, for the purpose of this, I'm going to blank out Justin's telephone number because I don't want people to see it, and I'll also block out his name. Remember, this isn't him doing this. This is somebody else. It's abhorrent that they've actually done this. And this is all Laughing Witch. She has no qualms about getting her hands dirty in any of this, like, at all. It's insane. But I keep saying that. I should know better. It's just par for the course for these people. And the retweets say, I am sorry to everyone I've stalked, doxed over the last several years. Even though he didn't do anything, it's people who hacked his account. It is only fair that you know who I am, since I've intruded in so many of your lives by digging through your social media. My name is blank, I am 59. I live in blank. You can call me on blank. I realise now that I have been a hypocrite in saying that writing to a YouTube's employer is wrong, even though it is wrong. But remember, this isn't Justin Templar, this is a person who hacked his account and is doxing him, basically. And they have a screenshot of him saying this. This is in November. So, I don't know about that. I've been out of the loop with this thing. I've no idea who Justin is. And if he did do that, if he did send a private Facebook message to their boss, you know, Jenny McDermott's boss, I think this is who he's referring to. And I don't like that. If he did do that, if the actual Justin Templar said that, I wouldn't have done it. I'm not gonna condone that. But hey, you know, I guess they themselves cannot be doing this against us. But whatever. So anyway, that is the end of the video, and I hope we all finally can lay these people to rest and to finally just put the nail in their coffins and hope they never recover from this. They have been proven to dox people, harass people, false flag people, or at least conniving and are conspiring to do so, and I think that's wrong and it needs to be pointed out. I'd like to thank Aus, Justin Templar, Woolly Bumblebee, Laughing Witch Exposed, and the people of Kiwi Farm for finding out all this and sharing it. I hope you lot also share this and trying to get this out to as many people as possible. Loads of people need to see this. So, anyway, until next time, see you later.